Hello and welcome to this edition of the Ferrell Phelps Show, where my guest today is none other than Mr. Frank McComb. Welcome to the show, man.
Y'all clapping like y'all know somebody up here.
And then like Frank McComb. Frank, who is Frank McComb?
Who is
You know, Frank, man, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I was doing a shoot with one of my clients, a gospel artist named Sean McLemore. And when we began to shoot, he said, man, I want to go get this music. And I want to play this while we're shooting. And it was a CD. And I didn't know who this guy was. He said, this is Frank McComb. I said, okay. All right. He said, man, you got to listen to him.
Really?
He let me listen to your CD, man. I've been a fan ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank him for me too.
okay. Yeah. I mean, I was like, and I was on my way to LA on this particular year. And I listened to your CD the entire time. My whole flight, I listened to you. You know, it was when they had the little cassettes. It's been a minute. And I would rewind the cassettes.
Tell my age, man. I'm
sorry. My bad. I'm just telling y'all how I know Frank. And I would just jam that whole CD, man. It was so awesome. And when I would listen to your voice, I'm like, this dude sounds kind of like Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, I showed him a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. A lot of stuff.
I mean, I'm such a good teacher. I taught him how to do it with his eyes closed.
Come on now. All right. So not only is he a musician, he's obviously a comedian.
No, I just like to laugh and talk here. I told him, I said, Stevie, close your eyes when you play these cards. You know, close your eyes, man.
What am I gonna do?
You're gonna go far.
What am I gonna do with it?
I told him he was gonna go far.
And he has gone far.
Going farther than me.
No. Every now and again, somebody will come in and sit right here that kind of stumps me. He's stomping me right now. He's stomping me right now.
No, I just like to have a good time.
I believe you. I believe you. Now, you come all the way from Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Born and raised. Yes,
Born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. In 1983, you began to do music. I think you talked to your aunt in church, and you wanted to take some piano lessons.
Yeah.
And she taught you for about, what, 2 or 3 weeks, was it?
3 weeks, that was it.
And let you go.
Well, actually, she just worked with, I can't even say for 3 weeks. she worked with me for 1 hour every Sunday for 3 Sundays. So she worked with me for 3 hours.
So basically it equates to 3 hours.
3 hours.
And you know what? A lot of times we just have to plant that seed.
Yeah.
And so I think what happened at that time, the aunt was just basically planting that seed. A lot of times we'll plant a seed and it takes time for the seed to grow. Am I right or wrong?
Well, in this case,
You know?
the seed was there because my mother, my grandmother, all my aunts, they all sang. So the seed was in me. She watered it.
She watered the seed.
She watered it.
And you know what? Every seed has to be watered in order for it to grow.
Amen.
So we can certainly attribute some of your success to your aunt, huh? Even though it was 3 hours.
Well, I have to say all of it to her. Honestly, I have to, because if it wasn't for her exposing me to the piano, I wouldn't be here. Really. I mean, if you really think about it. I can't put an age to sing it. I can't put an age to sing it. My first instrument was actually drums.
Really?
Yeah, age 8. My cousin Clarence. I used to watch him every Sunday, playing for my mother and my aunts. And I was fascinated with drums because of him. But I didn't see piano coming. I loved piano from the time I was a kid. I mean, my introduction to the Fender Rhodes was Herbie Hancock's Headhunters record at the age of 3.
Really?
So, yeah. In fact, my current radio show, my current radio broadcast is a tribute to Herbie, who just turned 76 on the tour.
Wow, is Herbie 76 now?
76.
Man, he was also one of my favorite jazz artists, actually, Herbie. Always.
Yeah,
Always. Awesome dude. Very talented brother.
And very cool brother, too.
I believe it. A lot like you, huh?
Well, you know, he got a little ways to go.
He got a little ways to go.
He got a little ways.
Got some similarities or something, though, huh?
Yeah, he follows me.
He follows you?
Yeah.
Well, you know, actually a lot of people follow you, man. A lot of people follow you.
Yeah.
And you're one of those artists that's amazing. I consider your talents and your skills and abilities to be amazing.
Thank you, sir.
And if you weren't, I wouldn't have said, hey, I want this guy on my show. I want to talk to Frank.
I can believe that.
That's real talk.
I like you. You know nonsense. You go after what you want. I respect people like that.
I keep it 100, as they say.
You got to.
But I really like your talent, man. I think you're amazing. I know you just came out with a second CD, or you're about to release a second CD.
I'm about to release my 14th CD.
14th CD.
Amen.
But this one is called Love. What is it called?
It's called Soulmate, Another Love Story.
Soulmate, Another. Now I noticed a lot of your music is surrounded. Love is like the centerpiece for most of your music.
Yeah, most of it.
A lot of it that I've listened to is it's about love.
And even if it's on a negative tip, like from the album Love Stories back in 2000, there's a song called If This Is Love. If this is love, I'd hate to see how things would be if you had no love in your heart for me, which means I'm tired of you, chick. It's a self-love, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's Keep Pushing On from the same album where I basically had to minister to myself. You got to do that sometimes, you know, and it speaks to other people. When you're going through, don't let nobody tell you that you can't make it, because I mean, if you know that you know, I'm not saying that, you know, in your heart it's a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, you got guys that like to ride bikes, but you got guys that ride for real. Friends.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, you know, if you know for a fact that it's your calling, you can't let nobody tell you that you're not supposed to do it.
That's
right.
You know, I've had so many people tell me that's a whole nother.
That's a whole show in itself.
That's a whole nother show and a whole nother bottle of communion.
Come on now.
Yeah. So.
A whole nother show and a whole nother bottle of communion. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. So you talking to a man, I laugh and I have a good time and the whole nine, but I pay the price for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
and you know what? You know, when you're on your journey, whatever it is, with your dreams, your hopes, your visions for your life, a lot of times there are people that will tell you that you cannot do it.
Yeah.
You know, that you cannot achieve it. But what I always say is that you have to believe enough in yourself, no matter what anybody says to you. You have to believe enough in yourself to keep pushing forward with whatever that gift is in you. And in due time, those naysayers and people that did not believe in you, they will get to see what God has planted in you.
I'll tell you, my bishop, Bishop Noel Jones, said just recently at the late Daryl Cody's funeral.
Yes, just recently.
He said, wear your coat. They hated on Joseph. They hated on Joseph. His own brothers. Yeah. You know, sometimes a stranger treats you better than your own brothers.
Right.
So his own brothers sold him into slavery. Bishop said, if you don't have any haters, then you really don't have no purpose. You know, just that simple. You know, if you got haters, that means you're on track. So watch them. Let them come. I don't mind them. Let them come. The more the merrier.
And you know, a lot of times,
and I got a lot of them.
It makes you stronger. And you know, it's hard to imagine you having haters.
It ain't hard for you to imagine.
Of course, I just met you. You seem like a nice dude. Now, I don't know everything about you. But, no, it's just hard to imagine you having haters. But oftentimes when we have a talent or a skill or ability that God has placed in us, we're going to face adversity. We're going to face people that don't believe in us, people that are not going to support us. But I say it all the time, we have to believe enough in ourselves to keep on pushing on. And we have to know ourselves well enough not to believe what other people say about us. Right. You have to know yourself well enough to know not to believe what other people are saying about you. You have to know that you can accomplish, that you can achieve, no matter what anybody says. And you have to stay on the battlefield, you know?
Let me tell you something. It's really bad when you don't know yourself. And for somebody else to know you better than you know you.
Right.
And there's a lot of people in this record industry that are like that. You know, they prey on people that don't know themselves. Why do you think, and I'm not bashing record companies, they set their own reputation. I don't have to help them. But why do you think record companies sign the most talented people and then change them the moment they get them? Right. Because most likely when that artist is signed, he has no identity. He don't know him. He doesn't know himself. Okay? So it takes for somebody that knows that he don't know himself to make that person, to fill that person up with what they think that person should be. And that's how they get off course.
And you have to stay true to yourself.
Been there, done that. Only one time in my life.
And you know what? I want to talk about that a little bit more when we come back in just a moment. You guys stick around for more Frank McComb. We'll be back in just a moment.
Give it up, y'all, for Frank McComb. He holds her hand while they walk through the park from dawn till dark. Praises her publicly. He'll do the sweetest things to make her happy. But once they're home, it's over. 'Cause that's when he gets in his own world.
All right, welcome back to this edition of the Ferrell Phelps Show with my wonderful guest, Mr. Frank McComb. Welcome back, man. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you called me. I appreciate you.
That's what I'm talking about.
I appreciate it, man.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, I'm glad you came. And you know, I'm enjoying this, man.
Good.
Yeah,
I would hope so.
You crazy as hell, but I'm enjoying this.
Well, you gotta be crazy to keep your sanity. You gotta be a little off to keep your sanity.
And you know what? Speaking of sanity,
Yeah.
you would almost lose your mind in the music industry.
Yeah, you would.
So you had to make some changes for yourself because it was doing a lot of things to you that really wasn't for your higher good.
Yeah,
you made a decision. What year was it that you made that decision?
I made that decision the year I found my record being bootlegged in London for 25 pounds, which was at the time $50 US.
Yeah.
That was in the year 2003. I had just released a record called The Truth Volume 1. And I won't say names, I'm not tacky like that. You never stoop to your enemy's level, ever.
That's right.
All right.
The guy, let's just say the producer of that project was also the producer of the record I did for Motown that was never released back in '95. And during that time, when I did that album, it was Motown had been bought out by Polygram for a lot of money. And little guys like me were forgotten about. You know, I think at that time, Patrice Rushen even had just signed to Mo Jazz Records, which was the jazz division of Motown Records. And she jetted, man. She got out of there just before the ship sank. And my record was never released. I got out of there, and that's when I went on the road with Buckshot LaFunk, Branford Marcellus, and eventually put out Love Stories on Columbia. And the deal with Columbia went sour. So I ended up hooking up with this indie label that was headed up by the producer of that record I did for Motown in '95.
Okay.
So I put out The Truth Volume 1 with him. And I had this big festival over in Birmingham, England. And I was on the bill with Incognito. Never forget this night.
That's another one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, really good people.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Bluey. Good people. Well, this was the night that changed my life.
Okay.
I finished my show. He's on stage with his band. I go into a room, about 100 people, because it was a huge festival.
Okay.
About 20 of those people, I'm signing autographs and taking pictures and doing a political thing, you know.
Right.
About 20 people came up to me with a copy of this thing called the Motown Sessions. It was a white piece of paper in a standard case. It said the Motown Sessions. So I pulled a CD out, with green on the back, which means he's burning them in his laptop. He's burning them and sending them overseas.
Wow.
So, you know, the internet was just hitting the scene back then, you know. Just getting hip to, excuse me, eBay and all of that. He's selling the joints online behind my back. Each person told me how they were getting the record. You know, I said record, didn't I?
Man, again, that's how old you are. You old, man.
See? The rooker. And each person told me, they all told me, you know, they told me how they got the record and how much they spent for it and how they, you know, got it. And some people had created their own artwork, you know, with some regular software.
For your CD?
Yeah. And they asked me to sign it. Boy, I was so pissed I could spit barbed wire. I'm like, how did you get this? You know, and I knew who it was because the album itself had 9 titles. Okay, 9 tracks. But there was an additional 3 tracks added. I said additional.
So
there was
those
3
were the bonus tracks, huh?
The bonus tracks. The bonus bootleg tracks. So this guy added these 3 songs to the 9 that I had already done. And I recognized the 3 songs because they were songs that I recorded for him to help him get a publishing deal. Somebody else. And I'm being a friend for this guy in '95, but you know, he's showing me the level of his loyalty in 2003.
Wow.
I knew who did it right off the bat, and I had consulted with a few people, and they said, "Well, why don't you take him to court?" I said, "Because I don't believe in good money going bad."
Right.
That's stupid. You know, I don't believe in good money going bad. So I figured, well, if God can talk to a donkey, they'll use a donkey to talk to a man, he can use a thief to talk to me. I say this all the time.
Wow.
So what I did was, I got back home and I pulled 12 songs out of my vault. I called my studio my vault at the time.
And I read about the vault. Yeah.
I pulled 12 songs out that were roughly recorded. I didn't want it polished. I didn't want it clean.
Okay.
Because I said I'm gonna make a statement. I put those 12 songs on a CDR and I hand wrote on them. Frank McComb, straight from the vault. And I got a call from a guy who went to school with my brother back in Cleveland. He turned into a promoter and he asked me to come and do a show. And I filled up a little duffel bag full of CDs, told my story, sold the whole bag.
Yeah.
So the money I made from the road, and I hope this helps somebody out there in internet land, the money I made from the road I took care of home with, but the money I made from the CDs went back into making more CDs.
Okay, so you reinvested, in other words.
Exactly. So I got a call. Layla asked me to come up to Oakland to do some shows with her.
And that would be Layla Hathaway.
Layla Hathaway, yeah. So we go up to Oakland, And we had 4 nights at Yoshi's, the name of the spot. And I sold the whole double bag the first night. So I was like, okay, there it is. It's time to be independent.
If they're doing it with my music, I can do it certainly.
Man, I can steal for myself.
Come on now.
For me, why can't I steal for me too?
Right, absolutely.
At least I win in the end, you know. So I went home and I had a friend of mine help me with some artwork, and then we put a piano in front of a vault or whatever, and just made a cover of it. And I charged half the amount, and I put the bootlegger out of business.
Oh, wow.
And so from that
I know that when you were signed to the label, you were actually shelved for like, 2 years?
yeah,
And that's not uncommon for that to happen with artists. They'll sign artists,
Yeah.
and then they'll shelve you, and you can't even do anything.
You better have some
for a
strong
couple years.
strong
so
representation.
and it happens all the time with amazing artists.
Yeah, and another thing I learned in that situation with Columbia is that if you don't have favor with the label, or favor with the president of the label, you don't have favor with the label. It's a waste of your time and theirs too. I recorded Love Stories in 1998. I was 28, and it sat on the shelf all of '99, and I went on the road with Frankie Beverly for the month of April, part of May, because I was waiting on Shaka. Shaka Khan had hired me, but they weren't ready.
Okay.
So Frankie Beverly took me under his wing, and we toured Europe. And I got the call from Shaka on the last night of the Frankie Beverly tour
Okay.
to go on
all
the
right.
road with her. So I was like, oh man, this is divine order.
Yeah,
So I finished with Frankie.
Yeah.
I finished with Frankie, and I told Frankie from the beginning. I told Frankie from the beginning. I said, man, I'm waiting on Shaka to get back with me about this tour, yada yada yada. He said, oh, no problem. And then when I got the call, I had a meeting with Frankie at we were in London at what was the name of that? It don't matter the name of the place. It was a big place in London. And I told him backstage before we hit the stage that I had to leave the band and that was going to be the end of my run. He said, man, I had to make tough decisions 25 years ago. Come on, get a shot at this Cavassier. Come on. Bam. And a styrofoam cup, me and Frankie.
Is that right?
And then walked out and played. To this day, I still have this respect. I think I have I know, and I'm not saying in arrogance, I know I have the respect of every artist I played for because I wasn't a butt kiss.
Yeah.
The moment you go in there kissing, it's
Right.
over.
Yeah.
You just signed your
Yeah.
death certificate. So, between Prince, Shaka, Frankie Beverly, John Key, Fred Hammond, all the cats that I worked with, Will Smith, Jazzy Joe, I still have their respect to this day. I may not stay in touch with many of them, but I have their respect to this day because I did not go in being a fan. You can't do that. You got to put that
Right.
down.
Absolutely.
The moment they give you $1, you ain't a fan no more.
Yeah.
And a
That's
lot
how I
of
had to
cats
be with you today.
Man.
I had to flip the script on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I'm your fan, but bro, come on now.
How much money y'all give him?
Oh my God! But yeah, that's the day that changed my life when the bootlegger did that. I mean, it's funny because blessings usually come in ways you don't expect,
Absolutely.
and usually they come ugly, unless it's a big check in the mail.
Yeah.
You know. So, but yeah, blessings usually come ugly. They come in a way
Yeah.
you really don't expect.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about some more good stuff that you're doing.
Yeah,
And a
we
recent
always talk
project
about
that you done worked on. And we're going to be back in just a moment. You guys stick around for more of Mr. Frank McComb. We'll be back.
And he leaves her wondering how can two people be inseparable when one always seems to feel left alone. She often wonders how can two people be inseparable when one always seems to feel left all alone.
All right, welcome back to this edition of the Ferrell Phelps Show with my wonderful guest, none other than Mr. Frank McComb. When I tell you we having a blast, we are having a blast up in here with Mr. McComb. But this dude is not only a musician, and he's a comedian. I feel like I should have paid for a ticket to a comedian. Yo, I like a comic show or something.
I'm just a clown, man.
You just a clown.
I ain't the comedian. I'm just a clown.
Come on now. Come on now. A clown that works
You
with
see him
everybody.
wearing red.
Just put a little nose on your.
Just put a nose on.
And call it a day.
And y'all forgive my parents. I came from rehearsal. We had a great rehearsal today, so forgive me.
No, you know what?
Dressed like this.
We don't care how you look, man. We just glad you showed up today.
I care.
So we, so we just feel blessed right now.
Man, I'm
now,
honored. Thank you.
and you know what? Speaking of blessings, you've been blessed to work with so many different artists, and most recently, Najee. Najee is another one of my favorites, man.
That's my man.
Najee is another one of my
When
favorites.
he calls me, I answer the phone. I call him Big Brother Almighty.
And he's so little.
And I mean, that's my big brother for real. Big Brother Almighty.
Yeah.
You know, from school days.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good brother, man. Educator is like, Najee is just, he's just a man. I don't even know what to say. He's just,
Yeah.
he's just a man, dude.
Major talent. Now, tell me a little bit about the project that you guys have worked on.
Well, I got to start by thanking Najee, because where most people don't give me the shot or the opportunity to produce something on them or to write something for them,
Okay.
Najee was not intimidated by my gift at all.
Mm.
And he gave me the opportunity to write a song for his latest album, You, Me, and Forever. It's a song called Signature. I'm going to tell you what the hitch is, though.
All right.
Okay, Najee, I'm about to put your business out. I love you.
Uh-oh.
The record company loved the first single that they put out with Najee and Alex Munoz. Shot straight to
Alex
number
Munoz,
one. You
okay.
know, that was
Like him
smart
too.
because it was a very smart move, because you got two smooth jazz. Well, I don't want to say smooth jazz. You got two instrumental artists.
Mhm.
I hate the term smooth jazz. I'm sorry.
Is that right?
I just cannot stand
Yeah.
smooth jazz and neo soul. I hate those
right.
terms. But that's another episode and another bottle of communion. It was great marketing to put two great instrumentalists that are legends in the game together to put a record, to put a single out off his record. It was great. But when the company asked, okay, what are we going to put out next? They didn't really feel that there was a radio single. It's a great album, but they didn't feel that it was a radio single. There's a difference, you know, another radio single to put out. And Najee said, I want to go with Signature. But they said, well, we feel Signature is a little too soulful for radio in some areas. Why don't you do a smooth jazz version of whatever song you feel would be the next single? So he called me immediately. And I think it was somewhere on the East Coast.
Okay.
In my hotel room, lights off, all equipment shut down, and that's not like me, but yeah, everything was shut down. He called me and said, Frank, I need you to do a remix to Signature. He explained to me why, explained everything to me, and I got up that night and put my keyboard, which had a sequencer in it,
Okay.
across my lap in the bed, and I immediately began working on the tune. And I'm glad that I didn't let anger get in the way, because I had to grow to this point.
Yeah.
To understand how the game is. You got to know how to play the game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And you
Absolutely.
got to know. So what I did was I immediately started working on the tune in the bed with my keyboard across my lap.
Okay.
Thank you, Korg. Shout out to Korg. Had a Korg Chrome on my lap, and I started just recutting this tune. And before I knew it, the record label loved it, and it entered the Billboard Jazz charts at number 25 on the first week.
Awesome.
Wait, I got a reason for you to clap.
Here we go.
Week number 2, which was last week, it moved from 25 to 19, so I got a top 20 hit right now. You can shout now. Where's shout music at? Jelano, you got your bass? Where's shout music? So,
Like I said, the boy is crazy.
I'm very crazy. You got to be crazy to keep your sanity.
That is awesome, man. Congratulations.
And that's
on that.
just one chart. SmoothJazz.com, it came in at number 2, and then the following week it was still at number 2. And they're saying it's strong.
Wow.
Yeah, I might have I'm hoping I have a number 1 hit. I'm cool with that.
Well, you know what? We're just going to pray and believe that that's going to happen.
That's what we're going to do. Yeah.
It's certainly a blessing when you can see yourself operating in your gift, and when God is allowing your gift to make room for you. And obviously that's what's taking place with you and your music.
It is, and I don't, well, how do I say this?
Just say it in Frank McComb kind of way.
Oh, it's gonna be
Well, no, don't say it. I'm sorry. No, don't say it in Frank McComb kind of way.
You don't want that.
We're going to give you a minute to gather your words.
Get my words together, get my thoughts right.
Get your thoughts right.
It's
Get
your
your thoughts.
name. Listen. No.
Somebody pray for me.
You gotta pray for me first.
no,
I'm sorry. You gotta get your place in line, brother.
This boy is crazy. This boy is crazy. But you know what I appreciate about you. You know how to have a good time. You know how to have fun. And you're the good thing about it is you're very engaging. So with you having the characteristic that I see you possessing, it allows people to see a little bit more of who you are, and it makes you an approachable person, makes you a very likable person, because we can all relate to the BS that you putting out here. No, I'm just. Look
at the pot calling the kettle black. Look at that. See.
I couldn't pass it up. I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't pass it up. Now you know what? I have to get you because payback is I gotta pay you back. I gotta pay you back. You done work with Najee, you've worked with Shaka Khan, you've worked with so many different people. Now, one of the songs that you did was a cover that Stevie Wonder allowed you to record, right?
For my new record, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say he allowed me to do it.
Uh-oh.
But I did.
Copyright infringement. No.
Oh no, I'm gonna take care of that business because I don't want Stevie shutting me down.
But when I read,
he got the power to do it.
Stevie has the power.
Yes,
when I read your bio information, I read where he had given you permission.
Well, yeah, the Stevie. He's been really. I think he's been real nice to me because he knows that I don't have the support like most people do. Mm-hmm. And I remember meeting Stevie. I mean, the best 23rd birthday gift you can ever get is to meet Stevie Wonder. Mm-hmm. I met him on my birthday because I was signing Motown at the time. I'll never forget, man, Stevie. I was, they were actually having a birthday party for me out in Motown. It was cool, but somebody leaked it in and told me about the party.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't a surprise.
It really wasn't. I just played dumb. So I get to the company, and on the 19th floor, they're setting up all of these, things and
getting it together,
celebration crap, right? But on the 19th floor, the 17th floor, I was in Steve McKeever's office, who was the president of Motown at the time. That's the guy that signed me. Mm-hmm. For those of y'all that don't know, it's the same guy that signed Jill Scott to Hidden Beach. He found me in Philadelphia, working at Gambling Huff. But I was in his office, and I was playing on his piano, and my back is to the door. My face is to the window because the piano's facing out the window to the Hollywood sign. And I was a kid, you can always find me at the piano. Okay. So I remember songs, Love, Love, Love by Donny Hathaway. Mm-hmm. And you get to this chorus part, there's a harmony that comes in. This higher part. And I get to the chorus, and I hear this other voice come in, and I take my hands off the piano. I'm like, no.
You're right.
Wow.
And I look back,
and
Stevie made his way into the room, sitting on the floor with his legs crossed.
You can see him,
but he couldn't see me.
Stop!
Stevie, I love Stevie. He the first one to bag on being blind. Anyway, I looked at Stevie. I said, "You Stevie Wonder."
Man.
He said, "I know." That's what the man said.
He said, "I know."
That's what he said. He said, "I know." Got up from the floor and walked to the piano like he had sight. Just walked.
Wow.
Frank, I got the song for you, man. I got the song for you. I got the song. He sat down at the piano, started singing the heck out the song. Hey, lovely one. I remember like yesterday. He's killing this tune, right? I said, we gonna cut it.
Yeah.
We gonna cut it. I don't know, man. We figured out. We talked to McKeever. We figured out. 20 years later.
Wow.
Yeah, no song. But I did run into him a few times, and I asked him about my song, and he told me he just never finished it.
At least he was honest.
He was honest. He never finished it, but I lost touch with him because not long after that I had went off of Bradford and started doing my own thing after that, and then there was a time I disappeared from the industry for a minute. I just disappeared so I could regroup and get my head together.
And you know what?
Just got tired of all the crap in the game.
I want to talk a little bit about your disappearance when we come back.
Yeah.
We're going to be back in just a moment with more of the Ferrell Phelps Show and the wonderful guest, Mr. Frank McComb. You guys stick around. We'll be back.
Feels to be left alone. So she lets him see how it feels to be left alone. It's not such a great place to be left alone. So she lets him see how it feels to be left alone. can two people be inseparable?
All right, welcome back to this edition of the Ferrell Phelps Show with my wonderful guest, Mr. Frank McComb. Frank has been cutting up the whole time he's been on the set, just clowning, y'all. Just clowning.
Innocent. I've been innocent. Innocent.
Like OJ.
If it don't fit, you must have quit.
You must have quit. All right.
Okay, this is fault. I've been good.
Boy. I'm like, okay, now how do I save
I've been
this right now? How do I save this? You're amazing, man. I just got to go back to that.
Thank you.
I'll
take it.
When I can't think of nothing else to say, I just say, you're amazing, man.
I'll take it. I will take it.
You know, I wanted to ask you, you're an amazing songwriter, of course. What is some of your inspiration when you're actually writing a song? Is it based on personal experiences that you've had?
Used to be.
It used to be.
Yeah, it used to
Okay.
be. But I had to get over some past issues some years back.
Okay.
You know, to stop making it, to keep the music from being so personal. I had to get rid of personal issues and hurts and pains because they used to be my place of refuge. I go straight to my Rhodes piano and start writing songs.
Really?
Yeah, but you know, something happened to my Rhodes, I'd be in trouble. Now wouldn't it?
No,
I had nowhere to go.
Yes, you would.
So,
now, you know what I want to ask you? What were, when we talk about music and writing songs, a lot of times it's important that we write songs based on experiences because those songs will actually touch people. I'm a strong believer that when it comes from the heart, it touches the heart.
Yeah.
And so when you're able to write a song that people can relate to,
Yeah.
be it based on situations or circumstances in your life, that's important because then I can identify with that music and then I want to go out and buy that music. You know, when I might be experiencing a particular thing in my life, what were some of the experiences that you had when you began to write music that you wrote?
That's going to take another broadcast.
Let's
Another bottle of community.
give us a quickie. Give us a quickie. Just a little something. I know a lot of times it's based on relationships, of course. So just share one of those experiences with me.
Well, all right. See, I'm like the Italian. I tell you this, and I'm going to have to kill you.
Uh-oh. I got a lot of witnesses.
I'm going to have to kill him. I have to put him under the ground because now I have to tell you all my principles. Well, I have to honestly say, the song "Keep Pushing On" from the Love Stories record back in 2000. Like I said, sometimes you have to minister to yourself. I said that earlier. Well, I ministered to myself when I did that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got tired of the game. I got tired of the mess, you know, with the record business. And I had to tell myself to keep pressing, keep pushing, don't stop, with hopes that it would speak to somebody else, you know.
Okay.
But that was way back in 1998, you know, when I wrote that, released in 2000, of course. But now we're at 2016, and I've overcome a lot of those obstacles, you know, to where I don't have to depend on situations and issues anymore to write songs.
Yeah.
I mean, like, right now, I'm trying to finish up a tune right now for the new record, and I'm hoping that I did not miss my deadline with Stokely, because Stokely's supposed to be on this new album with me from In Condition. And I was supposed to have the song to him some time ago, but I knew he had to get on the road, and I ended up going on the road. I just got back from Europe.
Right.
Been over there for a month, and I'm kind of late getting the song to him, so I hope I didn't miss that window of opportunity. But the song is called "You Will Know When Love Is Real."
Okay.
And I'm basically talking to the brothers, letting them know that when you start calling her up and asking her how her day went, when you start holding the door for her, which most brothers don't do today, to let her walk through it, when you can wait on that first date for the very thing brothers try to take.
Go ahead.
That's when you know. Amen. Yes. So I don't have to go through that after being married 24 years. I got that big ball and chain right there. So.
Wow.
No, but for real, I mean, it's like I don't have to go through that to write that.
Right.
So, but I relate to people.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I've learned to relate to people to where I could actually speak to people. And the things that people and most artists, should I say, are scared to write about, I ain't scared. I don't have nothing to lose. Once you lost it all, you can't threaten Lazarus with death.
That's right. That's right.
You can't threaten Lazarus with death.
That's really
I mean, I already died.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't scared to die, basically. You know,
Right.
I'm not, I mean, once you lost everything, you don't have no fear, brother. I
And
don't.
and when you talk about losing everything, what were some of the losses for you?
Oh man, my identity.
Okay.
Yeah, identity. Dealing with these record companies, not knowing myself. Yeah, you lose it all. You kind of lose your mind. But eventually, you will lose the fear. That's what you want to lose.
Yeah.
You want to lose the fear. The fear of people telling you that you can't make it. The fear of, oh, ain't nobody going to buy it.
Right.
I'm going to put it out. Hey, if it's good, your building is good, they will come, I promise you. So, I mean, that's just me, man. I'm not scared to put out records and express myself, and the people that are in the seats of power and influence, they don't get it. That's not my fault they don't get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Am I supposed to be like Austin Powers and freeze myself and come back when the world is ready?
Come on now.
I don't believe in that term, you were ahead of your time. If that was the case, I would come back when the world said they were ready.
Exactly.
That's
You know?
good.
So you don't do that, man. You put out what you got now. And you just make sure you do the best you can do and let God do the rest.
Yeah, and
That's
I agree
right.
with you.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
You know, a lot of times, people will listen to your artistry and make an assessment. But what people have to understand is that is your individual artistry.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
You know, and we have to believe in ourselves enough
Yeah.
to believe in our art and go ahead and put it out there. I'm working on a project right now called the Freedmanstown Documentary Project. A lot of people don't understand what I'm doing with the project. A lot of people look at it and go, well, why are you going back in time to recreate something? You can't recreate what was. But my thing is, if they do that in the movies, if they do it in underground, if they did it in roots, they went back in time and they repeated it in film, why can't I do it in photography
Right.
with what I'm doing? So we can't,
Yeah,
people don't always
yeah.
get your artistry,
Exactly.
Yeah.
you know, but you have to believe in your art enough
That's right.
to keep it going and keep it moving in spite of what people think or say. And a lot of times what I have noticed is that the people that have something to say most often are the people that aren't doing a
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
And because we're going to be on TV, I can't use the word that I really like to use.
Yeah.
But I've recognized that.
Yeah.
The people that are always saying, and like you said a moment ago, you mentioned, you know, people say to you because of your amazing talent that you have, you should be further, you should be this, you should be that. I've heard the same thing on my end.
Yeah.
I have a particular friend that say to me all the time, well, Ferrell, I wonder why you aren't farther than you are. And I want to say, you know, you want to use that word.
You want to. Amen. You want to.
You want to use that word. And my thing with that is God has me where He wants me to be at this point in time in my life.
Exactly.
Right.
And
That's
you have
So
to recognize
I'm
that.
good with this here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
That's it.
Yeah. And so we as individual people have to understand no matter what somebody says or somebody thinks, we have to know that we're in the right place right now, at the right time right now, and that God is orchestrating our steps. You know? We have to know that and we have to believe that.
And to go back to what you said about things happening then and happening now, I ain't no preacher. Don't get me wrong, but I ain't stupid either. It's written somewhere in Ecclesiastes that there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that's happened before is happening now.
Come on.
And everything that's happening now will happen in the future.
Right.
So you ain't out of time.
Come on, man.
You ain't out of time, you ain't out of date. You know, I mean, they say there's no market for the music that I put out, but if that was the case, I would be traveling the world,
That's
booking my own
right.
concerts.
That's
and keeping
right.
all of it.
That's right.
Bring all your tithes and offerings to me.
And you know, I call that wisdom.
That's in Malachi somewhere. Yeah.
And he even know a little bit of word.
Yes.
Yeah,
Enough to
word.
keep going. Yes. I
Enough,
do.
yeah, exactly.
I do know Jesus made the best wine.
Well.
Hey, that man told you, just do what he said. Take the buckets and do what he said. Just fill them up. Fill them up.
A mess. A mess.
Hey, I'm just
You know what?
that's the word. That's the word. That's the word.
Okay, I got another word for you.
What's the word? Tell me.
Real quick, before we wrap up. You know, being a musician, musicians have a reputation for certain things. How do you avoid the trappings of being a musician with groupies and things of that nature? How do you stay away from that?
I remember my high school years. That's easy. That one thing about being in high school. I was a geek. I was on the wrestling team. I didn't play football. I didn't play basketball. I played music. I was Andre's little brother. He weird. He played music.
Is that right?
Oh, but now I hear from so many people on Facebook. I always did like you. No, you didn't. You didn't like me. You didn't like me then. You don't like me now.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when you got that. What's that?
Just that simple.
What's that? Mike Jones. At first, what's that song?
Back then,
Back then you didn't know me. Now I'm hot. You all on me. Is that how so you're hot right now, Frank. They all on you.
I don't know about hot. I just played music. I'm just Andre's little brother.
Andre's little brother playing music.
Still the same dude.
Frank, I want to ask you, how do we find out more about you, and how do we find out how to get Frank's music?
FrankMcComb.info.
FrankMcComb.info. Frank was going to play for us tonight. We had a few technical difficulties, but he's going to come back on the
Yep.
Ferrell Phelps Show in the very near future, I believe.
Very, very near.
That's what I'm gonna believe. Y'all gonna believe along with me?
Yeah.
All right.
I actually want to bring the whole band because
Yeah.
I actually want to bring the band because I have a Houston-based band that's out of sight.
You know, Houston has a lot of amazing talent, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of amazing talent.
Yeah.
You were talking. You said you were on the Motown. You were on Motown.
Yeah, I was on
You're
Motown.
on Motown. I got a friend that's on Motown right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we're gonna pray for him.
Yeah. Yeah. He know you
Yeah.
too.
What's his name?
I ain't gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you after we finish.
I got to know. I think I know.
Yeah, you know.
I think
You
that's a
know it.
cool brother too.
Yes, he is. He said the same thing about you.
He better.
He said he cool, but no, I'm just.
Put your butts in the way.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this edition of the Ferrell Phelps Show just as much as I did with my wonderful guest, Mr. Frank McComb. You can find out more about this show. Just simply go to ferrellphelps.com, type it in. You can also go to YouTube, type in the Ferrell Phelps Show. A list of my shows are right there for your viewing pleasure. All right, folks. Until next time, we'll see you then.
But she always seems to be love. Yeah. La 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 la.